Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance and I for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So this is kind of like a different one. It's going to be a shorter what sold for Wednesday, but it's Tuesday, super late tonight because I have to go do a car repair, probably breaks, which is rough for money. Car repairs always suck. So we're gonna pack this all up today and then ship this out tomorrow. And if there's any items that I still have to ship out tomorrow, hopefully I'll have time at the car place. It's like a first come, first serve. So I want to get there early in the morning. So my whole schedule's been thrown off. All right. So the first thing right here is going to be a Geode card right here. It's Vampiric Disease. This is by like Deckmaster. This was kind of like alongside Magic the Gathering, like back in the day. Got a bunch of this. I think it's also officially called, they changed it from Geode to Vampire the Eternal Struggle card game. I think there's still like fans that like play this game or make new cards, I believe. This individual rare sold for $6. That one's pretty cool because I did a bunch of lots and I did all of like the rares individually, so I got to like research it when I got them. So I don't fully know too much about it, but it's pretty cool. All right, next up is going to be this particular Panasonic. It stops spam callers. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of people that have their information sold like daily, so older people get these spam caller blockers. It kind of tells you if something's spam. A lot of new phones also do that. This one's funny because this has a someone wrote Sharpie $13 on it, and I've noticed this when that's not what we wrote on it. That's, I don't even know, previous owner, who knows? Like, which one? Oh, Netta said she got this at Walmart. Did you spend 13 or no? Okay, she doesn't even know. All right. But either way, whenever there's like a some kind of price sticker, sometimes even like an old price sticker or like a Sharpie number on it, people will send offers and then it will usually be lower than this number and they'll say something like, I can't actually spend more than what you spent on the item, as if like making profit is like a sin or something. It's hilarious. I guarantee a lot of people send messages. I always find it funny because like someone does eventually pick it up. So we sold this spam call blocker for $24. I remember we had a couple messages literally saying that because it said $13 on the front that they were offering less than 13. People are crazy sometimes. All right, next up, this one's a pretty fun one. This one's a 1950s vintage Tootsie toy car. Got a bunch of these in auction. I want to say like last year or 2 years ago or something like that. Got a bunch of die-cast cars. They had some of these like vintage ones. I originally thought it was broken. It just doesn't have like a bottom. But yeah, people do like to collect these. A lot of them were like they were kind of like rusty and stuff, and people were still buying them. I just realized I pulled this from the bag, and there's only like 5 or 6 left. I probably had like 50 at some point. But yeah, this one sold for $18. It's kind of like a mint green, it's actually better condition than the other ones I sold, which is why I priced it higher, which is why it took longer to sell. All right, moving along, we have Dystopian Wars Covenant of Antarctica right here. I don't know why all of our Dystopian Wars stuff is selling. Maybe someone talked about it somewhere, but we sold, I think, like a little campaign source book yesterday, or I guess earlier today. And now this little campaign book sold. It's kind of like a fictional, futuristic, dystopian miniature game. That's about all I know about it. I've never gotten the miniatures for it. It's always like these little booklets, which probably come in starter sets or like kits, or you would have to buy the individual books to get like the rules, the scenarios, the faction rules, and stuff like that. And then, so this one sold for $15.59. Moving along, we got this Good Smile Company. This is going to be, I had to actually write down their name, Yumiko Jabami, and then Kakaguri something. I can't even say it. It's Kakegrugui, I think. So yeah, it's gonna be an anime character, but these are going to be kind of like the Japanese version of Pops, the Good Smile Company. They have like these little stands you can put them on. They'll have like replaceable arms for different poses. They'll have accessories. They'll have different hairs, eyes, all these different like parts you can exchange and interchange with them. I got them from the person I normally get like the manga anime stuff from, and they got this stuff from like Japan, from like someone that they traded. So I got a bunch of these. The weird thing with these were people kept asking me if they were fakes because there was a lot of fake sellers with this stuff. I'm like, no, these ones were real. These were actually someone that bought them from a Japanese person, and I just happened to have them because I bought them from him to sell because they wanted to spend the money to buy other ones. They enjoyed the ones that they had, and then they got other new characters. All right. But yeah, this ended up selling for $15 for this one. I don't have any extra bits or pieces with these. These also have like different tiers where there will be like a base version, and then you can buy like a special one with extra outfits, and then there's like an ultra special one which will have like extra like scenery and stuff. So I don't know too much about the world other than like what the person told me when I bought it. All right, Last thing for the day is Iron Scorpion right here, another Dystopian Wars little campaign booklet. Like I said, don't know too much about the game other than futuristic, like sci-fi, yeah, dystopian miniature game. But yeah, another booklet sold. This one just says that it's a campaign little guide booklet. So yeah, someone must be talking about this game once again, or there might be an update to Dystopian Wars. But it's cool to have a bunch of this stuff sell because I've had it for a while. This one ended up. Oh, I forgot what I forgot to write it down, but I think it sold between 12 to 18, probably somewhere in like the 14 zone. I forgot to write it down. All right, that's everything. Sorry, it's like a shorter one just because our schedule's thrown off. But hope everyone's having a good Wednesday is when this is posted. Have a good one. So a lot happened since I recorded the first part of this video. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm a little groggy right now. It is 6:30 p.m. I just woke up. Yes, no joke. All right. So let me go into it. So we packed up the stuff last night. There was nothing like we have our shipping set up to where if we sell anything all the way up to 2 in the morning, it has to go out the next day. So I grabbed stuff, ended up being like 1:45 by the time I grabbed everything and was driving back here. One item sold between me driving back from the storage unit back to here. I needed to get sleep as soon as possible, but I wanted to have everything packed up to be able to ship out for a couple of reasons. One, so I don't get dinged on all the items. And then two, tomorrow on Thursday, the post office is going to be closed for Juneteenth. So I want to make sure that stuff just start shipping out now because with like a middle of the day off, it kind of throws everything out of whack and you'll start getting messages like, where's my items and stuff like that. So I just want to be able to get ahead of the curve and just start shipping out things. All right, so I get everything. The reason why I had to get the sleep early is we had to fix Aneta's car's brakes. We really needed to do it. This place that I go to is a first come, first serve place. They are very good priced place. Never had issues with them. Been going to them almost my whole life, other than like I used to know a personal friend that would fix up my cars and stuff like that. But so they open up at 7:30. I normally wake up at like 11, 12 and stuff like that. So it was definitely, I end up getting like an hour and a half sleep. So I woke up groggy. I'm like, we need to get these brakes done. Brakes is like a very serious like fix you got to get done. I could tell that they were on their last probably few days, honestly. So I drive all the way there. I have the packages with me that we packed up the night before. I still have like the one pending that I still have to ship off. So I get there, I walk in at open, and you can't make appointments with this place. So I walk in, and they go, "Oh, sorry, we had too many drop offs. We can't do any cars today." And I was on an hour and a half sleep. I basically felt like my soul left my body. I was like existential there. I was just kind of like, but you guys are first come first serve. I can't make appointment. I called yesterday. You guys told me to just come in uh and then eventually I think they saw how like distraught I was. I was really like sad because I was just trying. I wasn't planning on doing like problem solving. I was planning on dropping off my keys there and like napping on one of their chairs and benches. You know, I was just gonna do like one of these. So I wasn't planning on having to use my brain with only an hour and a half of sleep. Eventually, like I said, like another manager person came up. I was like, can you at least like check my brakes? Because I'm thinking now I have to go somewhere else to get these brakes checked. I have to find like a trustworthy place. I'm trying to like do this all. They end up checking my brakes, servicing it. They pushed me out in like an hour and a half. All right, so I'm like, that's great. So then I went all the way back home. Brakes are good. Price was decent. So I was like, "Ooh, at least I got that done." And I'm super tired, but I'm like, I still need to ship out one item. The one item that sold between 1:45 and 2 in the morning. I really did not want to get a ding on the account. Our account's been in pretty good shape. We've been on the up and up with it. And I should have mentioned this first, but we contested the negative review and we did get it removed. As I guessed on how the negative review was speaking, I could tell when I apologized and reached out to the person that they weren't going to reach out to me. I was correct. Unfortunately, like I was talking about before, I've been doing customer service enough where sometimes you just get kind of like a feel of the motion of how things go. So that was really good. So I did not want to get a negative removed and then have a ding for a defect, like a late shipment, right? So I go all the way, I pull up all these items. I'll talk about them in just a moment. I get the one item. It was a Star Trek attack wing deep cut. I forget which ship, guys. Sorry, it's really trying to like keep. It was like Excelsior or something like that. So I sold a bunch of those. There's these little miniatures that are primed by WizKids. people sub them in for their attack wing ships. Attack wings are really cool, like flying simulator. You do like dog fights in the air. They even have like a dragons one. I can't wait till I get some dragon stuff because Anetta's never seen it and she likes dragons. But now I'm just rambling. I'm just like hoping at an auction I eventually run into stuff. It's kind of rare. All right, so I get the one item, I pack it up here, I drop it off, and then I come back here and I need to sleep. I just need to sleep. I was like so dizzy. So I go ahead and I sleep for like 4 or 5 hours. Get up, I start organizing stuff. So over here is all these, we get a bunch of free boxes from like various places, mostly like gas station. Sometimes the post office gives me boxes, just like people know we ship stuff out, parents and stuff. So I like to organize them here. That's why I don't have my seat. As we were doing this last night, then I was like, okay, well, I'm doing too much right now. I need to finish this today. So yeah, slept for a long time, and then I woke up, and then like I said, I started doing some of the stuff. Took a shower, and then I got like groggy again. I just made my coffee at 6:30. I don't know if this is a wise decision with my little chickadee mug right here. I love the little chickadee mug. All right. Excuse me. All right, so then I just went and napped again for like an hour and an hour and a half. Now I'm up. So yeah, I'm going to jump into the rest of the stuff that's sold for today. We can't ship it out tomorrow. And then tomorrow's video, we'll see. It's nice because I'll get, when the post office is closed, I get more time to list items. So that is really good. I'm probably going to use this extra time to organize these boxes. We ordered a bunch of boxes that we needed, like different small sizes. I get to organize the room a little bit. I don't even know if I'm going to list today. I might just take it off after I'm done organizing. I don't know how long the organizing is going to take. So yeah, full schedule is just thrown out the window. But I think I'm just overall glad that they made the exception and just serviced Anetta's car. That was the only important thing for me. I can deal with being like feeling like someone took a steel chair and hit my brain, because that's what I feel like right now. I can deal with that for like a day or two. All right, so the first thing that sold. All right, we're just jumping right into it. Lots of rambling, lots of stuff. Interesting day. Thought people would maybe want to hear about it. Normally, I'm just up here talking about stuff that sold. All right, the first thing right here. This is all the stuff that I did not have time to get the ship out past the Star Trek Attack Wing, but this stuff all sold after 2 in the morning. So we got these 3 events squad leader. These are map boards right here. These ones were interesting because normally I get these map boards and they have like a thick cardboard backing. These are like, I would call them like a paper board, right? They're still kind of like a cardboard. So there's 1A, 2A, 3A. I didn't find too much when I was searching these up. So I ended up getting $18.74. I don't know if these are more rare or different than the cardboard ones. I always gotten the cardboard ones, never got these paperboard ones. So I listed this set of 3 because they were in the same numbers. Normally the lower numbers come in the earlier like starter sets and stuff, or at least for the cardboard ones, someone told me. I'm not sure about these. The next time I run into my buddy that knows more about this stuff, I'm gonna ask them about the paperboard one. So $18.74 for that plus shipping. Everything's plus shipping. Moving along, we have Hostage Negotiator right here. This is by Van Ryder Games. This is going to be the Series 1. These are the Negotiator little pack. Van Ryder Games is kind of known for Final Girl right now. It's kind of like a board game, a solo board game where you're playing as the final girl in a horror movie. You're trying to defeat usually the monster. They're trying to do like mock-ups of like Freddy Krueger and Jason, but they kind of, I think they do like their own little names. They just make like nods to it. It's pretty obvious when you look at them. And then their system of like board game design. They also have a Hostage Negotiator one where you have these people. They are like criminals and they're holding people hostages, and you're trying to get as many saved without them. And then you're also trying to capture the person. You're like role playing, being on the phone. You're using like a dice and card mechanic. So yeah, this is just a pack. They kind of design their games to have all these different expansions you can buy. So you buy the base game, and then you buy all these additional little modules, is what they call them, to like give your game more life. This ended up selling for $17 for this. I got a huge Hostage Negotiator collection at auction. It was kind of an accident. I think the box was supposed to just be like the Hostage Negotiator, but when I actually went through it after I got it from the auction and brought it home, it actually had all expansions. So I was like, oh, that's exciting. That I usually like to get base games sometimes at auctions because board gamers do like to put all the expansions in the base game if it could fit. All right, excuse me again. All right, moving along, we have TSR Lords of the Last Sea Dungeons map right here. Mines Lords of the Last Sea. This is like a TSR one. I think it's from 1996. It's unfortunate I don't want to open it out. I don't like to have these older maps and then like I don't want to spread it out here and like accidentally mess up some of the corners. This one I can tell was a little bit better condition than some of the other ones I had. I got a bunch of these at one point, but yeah, I sold this one for $18. I do ask slightly more for them because I think they're a really cool like piece of D&D history. They usually come in starter sets or books, or you have to get them on their own, or they come in these map packs. But I like to get the vintage ones. Got lucky to get those. All right, next up, this one I didn't even know I listed. I don't even remember it. Just the name cracks me up. This is a board game with no box. All the pieces are complete right here. This game is called Russian Crush. I don't know why it gets me just Russian Crush. It sounds like yeah, it sounds like it could be like a weird dating app or something like Russian Crush. It's so ridiculous. All right, sorry guys. I'm keeping it together. This is an armed racing game. So there are a couple of racing games. I don't remember this one. There's a bunch of tracks here. Like I said, this is all the pieces. There's some dice. I've played Formula D, which is a pretty popular racing game. I can't think of any other ones. Oh, there was one that got popular called like Heat Pedal to the Metal, or maybe it just is called Heat. It was super popular like last year. Never played it. Racing games are just not my style. I didn't like the Formula D game, which was supposed to be good for a lot of people. When I was playing it, I completely understood why people would enjoy it. I'm like, this is just not my game. All right. But yeah, Russian Crush. Moving along, we have this Iron Winds. That's a brand. I believe these are going to be for their little clear base standees with the sticks. So then you would put your like spaceships or military planes on top. I forget what Iron Winds is right now. Just seeing all these like loose little baggies that I got. I actually showed these in a video. I think it was the collection I was going through recently. I got all these. I just put them together. Got $14.99. I thought about pricing a little bit higher, but I was like, I'm okay with just moving like a big batch of these. I wasn't really sure. Those are hard to picture because they're clear. So I normally have like a white backdrop, but then I have like a black sheet that I put down for the clear items. It's just like hard to picture. I can't really like image reverse that. It's kind of hard to look up on eBay. I don't think there's like too many people that have them, or maybe I was using the wrong keywords. I was pretty sure they were Iron Wind. That's like my looking up of it. So yeah, $14.99 for that. All right, the last thing, this one is like a tongue twister. This one hurts my brain. I'm like slightly dyslexic, so all these letters hurts. It's the 6th Hyacinth and Thistles CD right here. Oh, I think I did better than what I imagined. Oh, it says made in Canada. That's pretty cool. All right, got a bunch of music CDs a long time ago, really cheap. I talk about it on and on and on. If there's a new person, they'll know right now that I got a full car full for $75. I like media. I like selling it. I think it's a good category. We've done well with just the one CD purchase we've done. We've gotten DVDs before, magazines, books. Been selling more of like the nerdy stuff because that's been more of what I've been listing. All right, but yeah, it is almost 7 o'clock. I'm gonna do some organizing. I have to get this video up and splice it together with the other one. I hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at our shop down below. Check out my Chickadee mug. I love this one.